So the wait is finally over. Watch Dogs is here after much deliberation and delays and controversies. Now we finally have it, we can play it, and we can talk about it. So let's get into it. Watch Dogs could have been a clusterfuck of a game. It set itself up for all these high expectations, with all these ambitions and gameplay mechanics and all things we haven't seen before, and the fact that it was set up as this new IP that has like a record number of pre-orders and shit I don't care about, and it turns out that Watch Dogs is actually pretty okay. It's a pretty good game. And I know a lot of the internet was rooting for this game to just be terrible for some reason, but it's actually quite a bit of fun. While it does not in any way reach the heights that it originally set itself up for, and it's certainly not the dawn of next generation gaming, it provides a lot of fun and a unique spin on the whole Grand Theft Auto style gameplay. In Watch Dogs, you play as Aiden Pierce, a regular white guy who, when he doesn't have his signature trench coat and baseball hat, he kind of just looks like a non-player character who's completely unremarkable, and he kind of remains that way throughout the story. While he is kind of cool, he's got this like Batman sense of gruff justice. Overall, he left a lot to be desired for me, as did a lot of the story. It starts off very awesome, and it does do some cool things throughout with some nice characters and stuff. Overall, the story got a little nonsensical, and it wasn't really like my main priority when playing. That being said, missions are totally varied. There's a good sense of mission structure. You're not just tailing people all the time or just hacking. It's a very varied game. The driving is good. The shooting is good. I'll get more into that later. But overall, it kept you busy the entire time throughout, and it was interspersed and paced nicely, and I enjoyed the main quests. Side quests too, there's a bevy of them, all different types of things to do in open world Chicago, and at first I was a little overwhelmed, and I was like, a lot of this stuff seems shitty, I'm not really into this. As time grew on, I actually did find myself playing the side things more than the main quests, just because some of the randomly generated stuff that you just see in the world, and you hack someone's phone and see that they're about to go do a crime, that shit is really cool. I actually found myself doing that quite a bit. Like in some games you stop and you loot every single little thing. In Watch Dogs, you'll walk slowly down the street with your cell phone and hack people sitting on a bench, hack people playing at the park, just hack people you walk by and collect item pickups to craft components that are other little one-time use hacks, and get information and get side quests and all kinds of stuff. While sometimes they repeat themselves, it's still a lot of fun, and you get weird snippets of people's text messages and phone conversations, and it's kind of effective because it shows that people are really freaking weird. And really, that's where I think Watch Dogs excels, because the hacking is just so unique, and it's really cool, and they incorporate it into every aspect of the gameplay. It's not kind of this broken experience where you do it sometimes. In driving, it works to disable cops and people chasing you, hack bridges, traffic lights. It's really cool in motion, and it's fun to just screw around with when you're not playing in a quest or doing anything. And the shooting and on-foot stuff, while very simple, it feels a lot like a Splinter Cell Blacklist or Splinter Cell Conviction in that it's fast-paced, it's stealth-focused, it's very short, you get a couple hits, you're dead, but you have a win button, it's just a takedown button, and it's really good. What's really cool is that you hack with your phone, you hack cameras, you observe the battlefield, you plot out your moves, you hack different things to distract people, disable things, and that's a lot of fun. The strategy and the planning is half the battle, and it's a friggin' blast. And thankfully, the game provides a lot of that through side quests along with the main missions. And I was surprised how much fun the hacking stuff really is. The beauty is in the simplicity, just in the game itself. There's no like really melee button, it's just like one-hit kills. There's no crouch button. It's very simple gameplay. There's one hack button, but it all just works so effectively well, and it makes it a lot of fun to just play. I keep using the word fun, and that's because I was surprised with this. While a lot of times when you are just roaming around, it does feel like just another Grand Theft Auto game or another Saints Row game, the fact that it has this simple hacking mechanism with the game that works so well gives it a little bit of a uniqueness to the sandbox type of thing that we've seen so much. And multiplayer is cool, I guess. I didn't have a lot of times to play with the regular game modes, but jumping into other people's games and stuff, when it works, it's cool. Sometimes it's a little confusing, it's not laid out very well, but the whole multiplayer is seamlessly integrated with single player, so that's always good, right? One little thing I didn't like, while the AI is challenging, sometimes it's weird how much they bum rush you, and it kind of makes for more awkward combat situations than I would expect. I kind of like to have control of things in shootouts and see the way things go, and it kind of just kept getting awkward with people just like boxing me in. While it's good that the AI is good, it just didn't make for a lot of fun, and it didn't really look cool either. And the driving can be a little bit slippery. While I do think it controls well, especially with the motorcycles, it's good for weaving in and out of traffic. Sometimes driving is a little slippery and a little weird. And the graphics are very good. During the day, they look okay, you know, whatever. But at night, the graphics really come alive. The cities look great. The rain looks incredible. Just the level of detail I love in this game. It's one of those things. It's the first game since Grand Theft Auto 4's Liberty City where I actually truly felt this was as a living city with people doing things. The level of detail, the amount of variety you see in people on the streets doing things is incredible. Car accidents happen, people run to help, other people take pictures with their cell phones. If you make a blackout, a citywide blackout, the glow of people's cell phones, that's the only thing you see. That's really cool. The glow of Aiden's cell phone on his face while you're browsing through your attributes and stuff. Really cool. And one thing I definitely would have liked to see was customizable weapons. There's not a lot of weapons in the game, and there's not really a lot of, there's no oomph to it. There's no customization. While the shooting is good, no customizable weapons, a little bit of a downer. While there is awesome skill trees for leveling up your driving skills and your hacking skills, there's not really any weapon upgrading, and that was a little bit of a disappointment. Also, the alternate unlockable outfits and different variations you can change, none of them are really as cool as the main costume getup, so I stuck with that the whole game. That's like a minor complaint, but whatever. So Watch Dogs, overall, while I don't have a lot of complaints about it, it is not the perfect game. If you go into it with your expectations set really high, you're going to be disappointed. But if you're just looking for a new GTA-style sandbox game that kind of shakes things up and is a lot of fun to play, Watch Dogs might be your thing. I haven't played it on last gen, but I have played it on PS4 and Xbox One, and it looks great. PC users, be a little careful because there is some problems right now with compatibility with AMD drivers. I'll link that below, details if you want to read into that. But other than that, Watch Dogs is good. Good driving, good shooting, fun hacking. Story I really didn't care about. Some little iffy things. Sometimes the game just feels a little iffy, but overall a very solid experience that the delay really put polish on. But that's what I think about Watch Dogs, so most importantly, guys, let me know what you think of Watch Dogs if you're playing it in the comments below. Of course, this review is very early. I did get a review copy, so if you have questions about Watch Dogs, please feel free to ask me questions down below. We gotta talk about this. But as always, guys, that's it for me. Of course, I'm Jake Baldino. You can like me on Facebook, you can yell at me on Twitter, and you can subscribe because video games.